Hello, it's Susan here from Komori no Hime Cosplay, and today we're going to be making the armbands and leg warmers for Amu's Amulet heart costume from Shugo Chara. To make Amulet heart's leg warmers, I started by using the same pattern that I used for my original Amu leg warmers. That was just made on some 1x1 inch wrapping paper that tapers at the top and then widens at the bottom, and then added a bit more so that there's a bit more bagginess at the bottom. I used this to cut 4 of the pieces out of the pink sparkle cotton and then sewed them together at the sides. I used French seams, but you can use whatever sewing method you prefer. Sew a rolled hem along the bottom of the leg warmer to finish the ends. Then we're going to cut a strip of elastic and sew the 2 ends together to create a loop. Pin the elastic evenly around the bottom of the leg warmer. Carefully sew the elastic to the bottom of the leg warmer using a zigzag stitch and stretching out the elastic as you go so that it's the same length as the bottom of the leg warmer. When the tension on the elastic is released, it'll snap back into place, gathering along the bottom. Don't worry if it's not super pretty, because the idea is that we made the leg warmer long enough so that the bottom edge of the fabric, all of these inches of fabric, will flop over the puckered end, making it look nice and poofy, but you won't see this bit. To make the tops of the leg warmers, I cut 2 rectangles out of red fabric, folded them in half, and now we're going to sew it together along the side, leaving a space open so we can insert the elastic later on. Press the seam open, then we're going to fold the band in half and press it again. Fold one side of the band in again by about 1/2 inch and press it. All of these pressing marks are to make the fabric do what we want it to do later on when we're binding the edge of the leg warmers. Then we're going to open it up again and sew the ruffle trim, putting right sides together, along the non-folded side. I have mine a little bit further away from the edge just because my trim isn't quite as long, and that way I'll have a little bit more wiggle room and more of the trim will be showing. But if you have a longer trim, you can have it going up against the edge. Sandwiching the ruffle in between the 2 layers, sew the red band to the top of the leg warmer. Fold the red band over the edge, then we're going to top stitch along the bottom, catching the folded edge from earlier so that there are no raw edges. Cut a piece of elastic to the desired length, then thread it through the hole we left in the seam earlier, and sew the 2 ends together. Then I hand sewed the hole closed and covered the stitching using a pink glitter heart button. And this is what the leg warmers look like when they're worn. To make the armbands, I cut 2 rectangles out of red fabric. Then we're going to fold them in half and sew them together along the side, leaving a space open so we can insert the elastic later on. Press the seam open, then we're going to fold the band in half and press it again. After the armband has been pressed in half, we're then going to fold one of the sides in by about 1/2 inch and press that down. Then we're going to open it back up and sew pleated ribbon trim along the edge that has not been folded. Once the ribbon trim has been sewn on, we're then going to fold everything back up again. So we're going to fold it in half again, and all of the pressing that we did earlier is going to help to make everything want to go back into place. Then we're going to fold the raw edge of the ribbon trim inward so that it matches the folded portion that we did earlier, and this is going to completely encase the raw edge inward. Top stitch along the bottom edge of the red band, catching the folded edge behind so that there are no raw edges. After everything's been sewn into place, we're then going to cut a strip of elastic to the desired length, thread it through the hole that we made much earlier on, and then sew the 2 ends into place. Stuff the elastic back in, and close the hole with some hand sewing, and then cover the stitching with a glitter button. With the armbands and leg warmers complete, we've now finished the Amulet heart costume. For more cosplay tutorial videos, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.